Actually, we are into the fourth part of this wave motion and sound series of videos, and in this video we'll be discussing about two major things like reverberation and echo. Reverberation, echo, and classification of the sound. So classification, and of course one application also we'll see in this video. So what is reverberation and what is echo first? So here you see whatever we hear that persists in the brain for about 0.1 second. So the persistence of sound in our brain is 0.1 second. Suppose you are in a hall and you are giving a talk and you are talking to your friends, or your teacher is talking to you all. So what happens is, first when he talks, the sound from him is traveling in all directions equally, because the speed of sound in all directions are equal, because air is an isotropic medium. So what happens is, one sound goes and gets reflected and goes here. Suppose you are here sitting, and if the walls are reflecting and nothing ever absorbs the sound, let's say that it's a newly constructed hall and the teacher is talking here and you are observing from here, what happens? Or you and your friend are here. So the first thing is, the sound will receive from every direction. The one which goes here will hit and then will hit here, and from here it will reach you, and this one will go hit here and then it will reach you, and this one will directly come to you. The other one that goes right behind you and comes back to you. So from every direction, this one will hit here and it will hit you. So from every direction you hear what he talks. So different sounds you are receiving, and they are all persist in our brain, that gives a kind of rumbling sound, a rumbling noise. You call it rumbling sound because of sound from different directions. This is called reverberation. Because in our brain sound persists for about 0.1 second. Within that 0.1 second you receive sound from every directions, which are not orderly, because the sound that goes here is very feeble, the one that you receive here is having the highest intensity, yet they all come together, so you feel as if some sound, some ringing sound, some rumbling sound is heard from every direction. So that one is what we call reverberation. Then what about echo? The echo is also about the same thing. For echo, you have to be very clear about this particular thing. In 1 second, sound travel a distance of 340 meters. Sometimes it travels with the speed of 330 meters per second, or 345 to 344 meters per second. The speed of sound in air varies from 330 to 344 meter per second, depends on the season, depends on the atmospheric composition, etc. So during rainy season, when moisture is more or when moisture is less, and so on, so conditions, it will change. Here echo is what you speak, you should be able to hear. So echo is nothing but when you speak, you should be able to hear your own voice. So that is what you call echo. So but when you speak, as you are speaking, that sound will be there in your brain for about 0.1 second. Then suppose you clap, that clap is originating from you and that will be in your brain for about 0.1 second. If the clap sound goes somewhere and comes back to you, then you will hear another clap. So but it should not come back to you within 0.1 second. Only after 0.1 second, if you hear, you will hear that as a distinct sound. So it should be distinct. So how do we make that possible? So the thing is, whatever you talk, suppose you are standing here and you are going to shout, and it should come back to you after 0.1 second. In 1 second, sound travels a distance of 340 meters. Then divide by 10 on both sides. In 1 by 10 seconds, 1 by 10 second means 0.1 second. In that 0.1 second, sound travels a distance of 340 meters by 10, that gives us 34 meters. Suppose if you shout within 0.1 second, that sound travels a distance of 34 meters, but it is not coming back to you. So what you do, so I have taken the approximate value of 340 meters per second speed. So when you shout, that sound travels with the speed of 340 meters per second, and within 0.1 second, in 1 second 340 meters, in 0.1 second it travels a distance of 34 meters. What you do, it should come back to you after that 1.1 second. So what exactly do you do is, this total distance is 34 meters. So exactly midway, that means 17 meters, if you keep a reflecting wall, that means you are standing in front of a reflecting wall which is 17 meters. Then when you shout, in 0.05 seconds it goes here, in another 0.05 seconds it will come back to you. So total time of 0.1 second. So 17 meters, it comes back to you. So when you shout, you will hear your own shouting after 0.1 second. For that, the wall should be about 17 meters. So only then 17 plus 17, 34 comes. So if you take the highest speed of sound, because we cannot be sure about how fast the sound travels in a particular direction, just ensure that in 0.1 second, sound travels a maximum distance of 34.4 meters. Then if you are in front of a wall which is 17.2, that means divided by 2. So you are here and the wall is exactly at 17.2 meters. When you shout, it goes here, and in half of the 0.1 second, in 0.1 second by 2, in that time it goes here and it comes back with another 0.1 by 2 seconds, or simply I'll say that, so it will go and come back within 0.1 second. So you will be able to hear your own shouting. This is what echo is. So in order to produce effective echo, the obstacle that is reflecting should be at a minimum distance of 17.2, or it can be more than that. What if this wall is at, let us say, 34 meters, and you are standing in front of this wall. So what happens in 0.1 second, suppose you are shouting, in 0.1 second it goes there, in another 0.1 second it comes here. So a total time taken is 0.2 seconds. Within that time, whatever you are shout, that will be gone from your brain. So you will be able to hear your own shouting after 0.2 seconds. So the further the better, but to produce echo, the minimum wall distance cannot be less than 17.2 meters. So keep this thing in mind. So to produce echo, the minimum distance of the reflecting wall, the minimum distance of the reflecting wall must be 17.2 meters. This is in air. Okay, so this is how we calculate things. And now we talked about echo and we talked about reverberation. We are going to talk about two more classification of sound. So sound, how do we classify sound? Sound is something that we hear. Based on frequency, there is one classification, and based on speed, there is one classification. The audible sound is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, 20,000 hertz. That means, suppose this is your vocal cord and you speak, the vocal cord vibrates. It should vibrate a minimum of 20 times to 20,000 times, only then that sound, because of the vibration of the vocal cord, the air is compressed and then expanded and then compressed. So the sound travels. So the audible range, this is called audible range. This is called audible range. So the sound that we are able to hear is called audible range. Though the frequency of sound waves that human ear is capable of hearing, the frequency range the human ear is capable of hearing is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That means a source should produce sound waves minimum 20 vibrations per second to 20,000 vibrations per second. This we call 20 hertz, and this we call 20,000 hertz means 20 into 10 power 3 hertz. 10 power 3 is kilo, so we call 20 kilohertz. So the audible range, the frequency is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Suppose this is audible range. Audible range, that is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Let me write it here, 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. If the frequency is more than 20,000 hertz, if frequencies more than or greater than 20,000 hertz, 20,000 hertz means 20 kilohertz, that sound waves are called ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic waves. Sonic refers to sound, ultra means more. So ultrasonic waves means are simply called ultrasound. Ultrasound stands for frequencies more than 20,000 hertz. And if frequency is less than 20,000 hertz, if you talk about frequencies less than 20 hertz, so if the vibration is less than 20 hertz, 20 times a second also, we won't be able to hear. That sound is called infrasonics. That study is called infrasonics. Infrasonics, those waves are called infrasonic waves, and that sound we can talk about infrasound. So as we all very much aware of this thing, if frequency is greater than 20 hertz, only if you can hear about it. For example, bats. So this is a very famous example. Bats, as they fly, they navigate through the space by emitting ultrasound. So they emit ultrasound if some obstacle is there. Suppose if a bat is flying, it emits ultrasound. If there is an obstacle, it goes and hits and comes back. So within this time delay, the bat will identify how far is the obstacle and it will navigate through obstacle. So that is bats. Another thing, dogs. So there is a special training whistle are there for dogs. They are called Galton whistles. So Galton whistle is just generally used for alerting the dogs without even, suppose there is a house and there are dogs in the house. Suppose you are the owner of that house and you see that some thieves have broke into the house, and if you take that whistle, if you blow that whistle, that makes that sound wave having frequency more than 20,000 hertz, and no human can hear it, but dogs can hear it. So in the training of dogs, they will use this whistle called Galton's whistle. Then infrasound. An example here is elephant. So elephants, they move in crowds. So they move in groups, right? So elephant crowd. Suppose if one or two elephants, they just miss the crowd and they just get lost their way, their paws, like their legs, the paws is like a percussion instrument and that vibrate. So when they place their legs on the ground, their paw vibrate, and that vibration is less than 20 times a second. So they produce infrasound. This infrasound from their legs travel up to 40 kilometers. So even if an elephant just lost from the crowd, and they will be able to trace him back even if they are 40 kilometers apart. So based on the frequency, this one is audible range 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz is audible range, more than 20,000 hertz ultrasound, less than 20 hertz is infrasound. So they have, suppose using ultrasound, we can even detect some discrepancies in any solids or something, or even echocardiogram. We talk about that echocardiogram. So when you produce sound, and that sound waves will go and get reflected from the body parts, using that we will be able to find some, we will be able to diagnose some disease based on the reflection of the sound. So these are some of the applications of different types of sounds. So infrasound, an audible sound, and ultrasound. There is another kind of classification that we can talk about. So that classification based on speed of sound. So speed of sound in air is 330 meter per second to 340 meter per second. Any speed greater than this in air is called supersonic speed. Okay, subsonic and supersonic, infrasonic and subsonic speed and supersonic speeds. Any speed, suppose if an object travels more than 330 to 340 meter per second in air, then the speed of the object is called supersonic speed. In air, if an object travels faster than sound, that is 340 maximum meter per second, faster than 340 meter per second, then the speed is said to be supersonic speed. So you must have heard about F-22 Raptor or something. So they are jet fighters. Jet fighters travel faster than sound. For example, if a jet fighter is traveling with the speed of speed of sound we know 340 meter per second. If the speed of an object or a jet, speed of an object, moving object, or a jet fighter, or any object that is moving in air, is 680 meter per second. That means it is 2 times the speed of sound. You have to divide by the speed of sound, 340 meter per second. Then you get a number called Mach number. You get 2. That means speed of the object is Mach 2. So if the speed of the object is 680 meter per second, it is called Mach 2 speed. Then what about an object traveling with the speed of 1020 meter per second? So we can calculate the Mach number using that. So what is Mach number? So Mach number talks about the speed. If Mach number can be found just by dividing speed of object by speed of sound in air. Speed of sound in air. Roughly this is 340. If an object goes with the speed of 1020, let me write 1020 meter per second by, then roughly this is 340 meter per second. So meter per second cancel, so no unit will be there, and this cancels this 3 times. So Mach number is 3. If an object travels with the speed of 1020 meter per second, its Mach number is 3. Like that, Mach 3, 3.5, 10, 10.5 and so on, we can define it. So Mach number can be found just by dividing speed of object divided by speed of sound in air. Any object going with supersonic speed, their speed is represented in Mach number. Mach 1 goes with the speed of sound, Mach 2 double the speed of sound, Mach 3 triple the speed of sound. Like that we can categorize the supersonic speeds. So we have infrasonic, inaudible and ultrasonics based on the frequency, and there is subsonic and supersonic. Subsonic means speed less than the sound, and supersonic means speed more than the sound in air. So the other part that we are going to discuss here is sonar. Sonar stands for sound navigation and ranging. So the first two letter SONA are sonar, sound navigation and ranging. See, the speed of sound differs is, I mean, actually it is different in different materials. For instance, in air, speed of sound is about 340 meter per second. In water, the speed of sound is about 1400 plus, or 1480 something will come, 48, or let me approximately 1480 it will come. So let me write it as 1500 meters per second. The speed of sound in water is 1500 meter per second. That is what we call 1.5 kilometers per second. And you see, in diamond it is the fastest. In diamond it travels with the speed of 12 kilometers per second. In iron it travels with the speed of about 5 kilometers per second. So the speed of sound is different in different materials, and it is the highest in diamond, which is about 12,000 meter per second, or 12 kilometers per second. This is something to note. Okay, so here the sonar we usually use in navigation, like in voyages for, or in ships, to find the shipwrecks or the depths of the ocean. Suppose there is the ocean here, and we have a ship, and this is the ocean bed, and sometimes it's deeper, sometimes it is like this. So when you direct a high frequency sound downwards, so that high frequency sound means it won't be dissipated, and it will just go hit the surface and be reflected from the surface. So the depth is, suppose you send the sound, you receive the sound after t seconds, so it goes down and comes back. So the depth is d, so it goes down and then come up. So there is a transmitter, there is a receiver. So the transmitter transmits the high frequency sound downwards, the receiver receives it. So the total distance traveled is d plus d. So total distance traveled is 2d. So total distance traveled is 2d. So the total time to go back, and I mean to go hit the bottom and comes up, is t. Then the speed of sound is total distance traveled by time. So speed of sound we usually call v. Using that you can find the depth of the ocean. So using that, depth of the ocean equal to vt by 2. How do we do that? For instance, you transmit the sound, you hear back the sound after 4 seconds. That means 2 seconds it goes down and 2 seconds it comes up. So totally 4 seconds. You know that speed of sound in water is about 1.5 kilometer per second. In 1 second 1.5, 6 kilometer goes downward, then 1.5, total of 4 seconds. So it travels 3 kilometer downwards, 3 kilometer upwards. So the depth of the ocean is actually 3 kilometers. So the speed is 1.5, and the time after you hear the noises, I mean the sound back, is 4 seconds by 2. 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So the distance is 2 into 1.5 kilometer per second. So that is 3 kilometers. Like that you can calculate the depths. Or sometimes this is used for measuring the wrecks, shipwrecks. Generally, if some ship is broken and it sinks, the shipwreck won't actually goes down to the bottom, somewhere it lies. So you get all along when the ship is traveling here, there, somewhere, and suddenly here the sound comes back within 1 second. That means within 1 second it comes back. So it goes for 0.5 seconds, comes for 0.5 seconds. So which is about 750 meters within 1 second, means 0.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds. So velocity is 1.5 kilometer per second. We hear back the sound in 1 second by 2. So this is 0.75 kilometers or 750 meters. If all along you get around 6 kilometers, but suddenly it is 7.5, means there must be some shipwreck or some object, some unidentified object is floating in between. So in such kind of endeavors, we use sonar, that means sound navigation and ranging.